Hey, maybe this is a little long. Probably shorten it up a little bit.
Hey, what's going on? Casuals Fantasy Football Podcast. Got 3 mics spewing facts and stats and all kinds of good things.
Talking facts and getting smacks.
Facts, snacks, and all kinds of.
Let's get some stuff.
There we are.
Cadillacs.
We are minus Richie today.
Fat racks.
Backpacks.
Oh.
Bars.
You trying to spit, bro?
Bars. So we are minus Richie today.
We're broke. We ain't got rich.
We ain't got rich. No Richie rich. We do have Bo Jangles.
Hey, Daddy Jangles.
Yeah. Got Ben Fell.
Yer.
And, of course, I'm Corporation.
Ken, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing
I'll ask
good,
you
guys.
first.
Thank you.
2 weeks in a row, you got to ask how you're doing.
Man, nice wink. I love
Or 2
that.
days, I guess, right?
Yes.
Today's
2
the
days.
6th of May.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep. How is everybody Cinco de Mayo?
It just seems like it was so long ago. I forget.
Didn't have any mayonnaise or margaritas yesterday.
Damn. Did she have any mayonnaise?
You know what Cinco de Mayo means?
No, what does it
May.
mean?
Is that like the Cuatro de Julio,
I have no idea.
4th of July?
I don't know why I thought so hard like you were taking that somewhere else.
All right, guys. So this is part 2 of our quarterback ranking show. We're going to go 19 through 36, which what we'll probably do is group a few of these together.
Speaking of
Get
Julio,
this
did you
going
know
on.
his real name is Quintoris?
Yes, I think it sounds like a fact check.
He's Spanish. He bet you he celebrates Cinco de Mayo. Quintoris Lopez Jones.
Wow.
I wonder if he's related.
Quintet, what is it?
Quintoris. That means 5, right? Quintoris.
I don't know. Just more fun facts that spewing from the mics. All right.
Did you know Lamar Jackson's middle name is LeBron?
Word? Fact check.
All right, guys. So we're going to start breaking these quarterbacks down and try to get through this quick for you. As soon as Bo hits the drop for.
I think this is my new favorite drop.
Oh, we rolling?
Oh, yeah. We're doing rankings.
Let's get it. It's labeled on the thing as Sound 7.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean,
Slide it in the rank bank.
I mean,
Nice.
you got to give it something better than Sound 7.
Oh, yeah.
it'll
We
get
would
changed.
do that. Yeah. He's got to finish first. then you can.
You finish after the rank bank.
God,
Yes.
we love Deb here.
Yes, we do. I actually do love her because I'm married to her. Anyway,
True love.
what's that?
Y'all are cute.
Yeah, we're all right. We're old. All right, so we're starting out with number 19. I'm going to do 19 by itself. 19 and 20 probably.
You gonna group them to kind of speed it up a little bit? Or?
Yeah, yeah. But Carson Wentz is interesting for me at 19 because he's starting off fresh. He's back with some familiar faces, coaching staff.
I clearly had him the highest of all of us. I
Yeah,
had
I
him
did-
16.
I had him at 22.
I had him at 19.
Okay.
Richie, where'd you have him at?
Richie,
You should have played the nobody cares Richie soundbite.
Every time.
Richie had him at 21.
21.
Yeah.
I got to get it ready at least.
So,
So you obviously feel that the new situation hurts him more than it helps him.
no, I think it's going to bring his stock back up.
Yeah, everything about his new home is better than what his previous one was.
Yeah, I mean the weather's better.
So
I mean-
your ranking for him currently piggybacks off of where he's at now, not where he could be.
I think he's going to be a slow starter, and I think it's going to pick up as the season goes, as there's comfort. That's why I don't think he's going to be like way up at the end of the year, but he's going to climb as the year goes.
I can see him starting hot and like, Carson Wentz is back.
Oh, you
then
the
falling off.
opposite.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to fall off. I have him at 15 or 16, whatever it was.
He's just on such a better team. I mean,
Everything about
their
offensive
roster.
line, backs,
The line's the
receivers,
biggest upgrade. I mean, that's
defense, everything about the team is better.
Yeah, that's why if he fails, it's on him. There is no excuses. That's if he's thoroughly as bad as he was last year, which was really bad.
Yeah.
Then it's on him.
He's back to being comfortable with Frank Richt.
Yep. Richt.
Richt.
Yep. Sounds German. Is it German?
Yeah. No.
Schlieben.
So yeah, that's our 19. I find him very intriguing for the season. Number 20, the rookie Justin Fields. This is assuming that he beats out Andy Dalton, obviously, but I think we all feel that he's going to
Start over him.
be the day one starter.
How early do you think that's feasible?
Day one.
If it's not day one, I'm sorry.
Whenever their bye week is. If they have an early bye week, like week 6.
Would you agree with day one starter, Bo?
Yes, I would. I have him ranked at 15.
I'm way down. I have him at 27.
I have him at 20.
I have him the worst, but
Richie also had him at 20.
I also had him as my number one disappointing draft pick.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
so
And Richie does completely disagree with that, obviously, but I don't think anyone's knocking you for feeling that way at all.
I don't like their team in general. So, I mean, I like A-Rob and I like Montgomery a little bit, but I just don't like their team.
I feel the same exact way. It's not even the team, it's the staff.
Yeah. I mean,
Specifically Matt Nagy.
He's such an egg.
yeah, I mean,
I said nag, bro.
Okay, you got clarified.
where he's going to make up if he has a good season, it's going to be with his legs. I don't think it's going to be with his arm.
It's cancel season out here, man. Watch your back.
Yeah.
I agree, Ken.
All right.
I think he can do it on the field.
Solid.
All right. So I want to group the next two together. 21's Derek Carr and 22 is Ben Roethlisberger.
All three of us were I shouldn't say so down, but just like
Compared to how they finished, I think we're down.
So
completely opposite of what Richie feels.
so Richie had Derek Carr at 16
oh my God, he has been at 14.
and Ben at 14. And so you want to tell the story?
So in our lone super flex league, a guy from my work, excuse me, shout out Keith. I was showing him the sneak peek of our rankings this morning, and we're just going, and I'm just looking at some of the outliers of like what I thought was bad and what a couple of you guys thought were good. And the one thing that stuck out was Derek Carr and Ben. Like I was so low. I'm 27 on Carr and 26 on Ben. And Richie's 16 on Carr and 14 on Ben. And I'm like, man, I wonder why he's so high on them. And Keith is only in this one league with us. He looks at me and says, ain't that his two quarterbacks in our league? Like, you sneaky son bitch.
Yeah.
That's typical Richie, though.
What did you have them, Ben? What did you have the two of them?
I have Derek Carr actually lower than Ben. Derek Carr 25, Ben 24.
Okay.
And I actually wanted to throw in that Richie was actually talking on the last episode about how he thinks Ben takes a big step forward this year.
Well, that would be his last step forward.
Yeah, that was literally going to be the next sentence out of my mouth.
So, obviously, I'm the resident Steeler fan here. I have him at 25. They do have one thing we didn't talk, they do have a new offensive coordinator. So, I mean, they're going to keep a lot of the same principles in the offense, but this guy has a lot of motion, a lot of pre-snap motion, a lot of during the snap motion. His name's Matt Canada.
Where's he from?
He's it's not Quebec.
I just tripped you up, bro.
You did. It's not hard to do that. All you gotta do is like wink at me or something, and I can't concentrate and stop.
I think my bad. Go ahead, keep going.
How do you spell cumulative again?
CUM. I just think I think Ben knows this is the last year. He's going to try to go out with a bang. He could have a big year. I'm not going to totally put that.
I could see him trying way too hard.
Yeah, I could see him pressing.
Jacking it up.
Yeah, I think 14 is a very possible
reachable.
spot.
It's reachable for sure.
I just think it's highly unlikely.
They have the weapons to reach that. I just don't know if he's going to last all year. And I even heard Bo say something he might get replaced through the by the end of the year. I don't know that they'll do him that way.
I don't think so either.
And as far as Derek Carr goes, I think he's better than where I have him ranked. I just couldn't figure out who I wanted to put him above. It was because I think he's inconsistent, and that's why. He has a great game, and then he's a mediocre game, and vice versa. Which is a lot of these quarterbacks down where we're talking about today are. But again, I had him at 19. That's not horrible, but
It's not. I think it's interesting that you have him 2 spots lower than Trevor Lawrence. But we talked about that last week.
I just have that
wanted to
because
throw
of
that
his
in there.
legs, just because of the running ability.
You like that?
Smooth.
Just because of the running ability.
And then the last point I want to throw in on this grouping of quarterbacks, I love bringing up running backs when you're talking quarterback rankings. Do you think Najee does anything significant for Ben or no?
Only if the line comes together.
That's where I was going.
Because if they can set up play action, Ben is deadly on play action. He is, but they have not had it
so quick.
They have not had it for a couple years since Le'Veon left. They haven't had any.
He gets rid of the ball. I bet you on an average play action play that Ben's faking the handoff, turning, finding his target, and throwing. Yeah. That's probably quicker than the average 6-step drop on a quarterback.
Yep.
With that, yeah, I agree.
He's just so good.
If that first guy is open on that play, forget about it.
That's what he's
it's
always
money.
been so good at.
It's money, especially if it like Juju going down the seam or any. When they had Antonio Brown, they could do it blindfolded. I mean, it was unstoppable. But he hasn't been the same since Antonio Brown left.
They're gonna have a lot. If the new offense is, like you say, a lot of pre-snap motion, they're going to have a lot of screen plays. A lot.
Yep.
Which Pittsburgh in general always has, but
they have athletes.
Yep. If DJ's coming across pre-snap, he's getting it behind the line of scrimmage and
Yep. Claypool gets it a lot behind the line of scrimmage.
I think Claypool.
That's a Mack truck getting it from.
If Claypool just started at tight end, I think he'd reap so many more benefits.
Yeah, but they can't afford to have him in line blocking as a tight end. I mean, too much injury, too much bodies getting tangled up in there.
I think, are you going to do the next 2 again? Another 2 group?
No, we need to do the next one.
I was going to say.
The next one, yeah.
I think the next guy hurts Bo's heart so bad, and he's only as low as he is because of Ken.
Obviously. I mean, look at the number.
So it's Trasha. Tag.
When Ken sent me his rankings and he tried his attempt without looking it up at spelling Tagovailoa,
that was so awful.
Dude.
That's how it's spelled.
Yeah, because I corrected you.
I think I have it right.
Yeah, read it out loud.
How do you spell Tagovailoa? C-U-M.
Yeah, that's all right. It's right, isn't it?
Yeah. Spell it.
Quit looking.
Read it, Ken.
Tagvai. What? That's exactly how you have it.
You got the first 3 letters right, King.
What are you talking about?
It's Tagovailoa.
That's what I have.
Okay.
You just tried to pull
Same
it
shit, different day.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's a dumb name.
But anyways, why
0 first names?
Why so low, Ken?
He's an Alabama quarterback.
You're wearing Dolphins colors right now.
Not on purpose. I'm not foreshadowing.
Your shoes orange?
No, they're black.
God bless.
I don't think he's an NFL quarterback.
I think you're just a hater, bro.
I don't like any Alabama quarterbacks.
I can't believe I had Tua higher than you, Bo.
I know. I've never been a fan of. I've always thought it was a lazy take on saying, well, just Alabama quarterbacks suck. Ohio State quarterbacks suck.
It's true.
Is that why you're low on Hurts?
It's a player thing.
It's not a player.
Is that why you're low on
Greg McElroy, AJ McCarron? We can just name them over and over and over and over again. Such a
lazy take, man.
Do you think?
But does a lazy take add up to be correct?
But it's not because they went to Alabama.
It is because they went that level. They draft a certain type of player. They do well in their system, and it's not preparing them for the NFL game.
I'd agree with the take in general, but I would say I'd agree with Bo that it's a lazy take because I think there are guys that can break the mold.
I would be less argumentative towards it if you said it's a Nick Saban thing. Because he's the one bringing those types of quarterbacks there. It's not Alabama.
He's not. I don't think he's even the one recruiting them. I think it's like offensive coordinator when Kiffin was there and Sarkisian was there, and those guys do the bulk of the recruiting.
So is that the only reason you had Hurts at 16 and not higher, or do you think Oklahoma kind of breaks the seal for him?
No, he can run. He could run when he was at Oklahoma, or he can run when he's at what? Stop. If he runs, he's going to get his hip snapped in half. He's not running out of that pocket unless he absolutely has to.
I think Tua is a better thrower than Jalen Hurts.
Tua drops dimes.
Absolutely. He's a better thrower, but he don't have as strong as arm as Jalen Hurts.
Well, that point to me is just interesting. Interesting. Shit words are hard. That's a 13 spot jump from Tua to Jalen Hurts for you.
Just because of the running.
Okay.
I hope Tua just shows up and he's like the most athletic
QB4.
Just to shut you
He's
up.
got way better weapons than Hurts. I bet you he don't finish higher than Hurts.
Let's make a bet.
How much?
I actually don't want to bet with you at all. I've already said that we're not making bets. You and I are not making bets.
You'll end up shirtless,
Yeah, you don't want Ken,
underwearless.
Eating a banana.
Ken doesn't make the criteria for the bets.
No.
No, I just don't like him as a car. I don't like his throwing motion. I don't like any of it.
Okay.
He's cute, though.
I don't like that he's left-handed.
Is he the only left-handed starting quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy to me.
For a long time. Last one I can remember, Sims.
Vic.
Chris Sims after
Yeah,
him.
the last relevant one I can think of is Vic.
I mean, they just
Mark
don't.
Bruno.
Yep, Steve Young. There's a few, but Boomer Esiason. There's a few.
Boomer was a lefty?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Jim Zorn. There's a few of them, but
The hefty lefty? Remember the
Justin Lorenzen.
Yeah.
He weighed
RIP
290.
piece.
He weighed 290.
Yeah, that's a big boy. That's a big boy.
Anything else on Tua? I mean, what do you think he's going to finish? Top 12?
No.
I know, but do you think he's
I said
capable of top 12?
21.
I think he's capable. Will it happen? Probably not.
He is a solid super flex option.
Okay.
And he got a bad excuse me, he got a bad rap last year for being thrown in at the wrong time and being taken out when he was struggling. And I don't think that was a knock on him. I think it was just Brian Flores just trying to work him in. All right, hey, step back. You can watch Ryan. I mean, it's not like he was punishing him by taking him off the field. It was.
I think it was just very obvious that was Ryan Fitzpatrick's team last year.
Yeah, and Tua knew that.
I'm just saying, whenever Tua got put in, I don't think it was a matter of Tua can't handle that and he's not good enough to handle that. It was more so just he was taking over a team that wasn't his yet, you know?
I hope he just shits all over your cake, dude.
I think
it's not hard to do at 29.
Here's the thing. I think they're a playoff roster.
I will bet you that he finishes better than QB 29 this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't take that bet. Mm-hmm. But that's where I have him. That's just where I see him. So
Okay.
Here's the difference. They definitely have a playoff roster.
Bet me, bro.
Go ahead. You're going to play the.
You want to make a bet?
It wasn't very loud. You could barely hear it.
I know. It's all right.
I would bet that he wouldn't finish higher than 22.
Balls in your court.
No, I want the 29 bet.
Of
You
course
got him
you
ranked
do.
at 29. I want him.
Of course you do. You want to play basketball against a blind guy too, but I mean that's.
I dunk
Well,
him.
wait a minute. You have him ranked at 21,
Yeah.
and you won't bet that he places higher than 22.
No. Anything can happen. I'm not going to bet that Trevor Lawrence is going to finish top 11 because I have him ranked at 10.
I wouldn't bet that either.
I'm not going to do that.
All right.
I want to dunk on his blind 29 ranking.
All right.
I just wanted some entertainment. He's not biting, Ken.
Yep. I got you.
He ain't either.
All right. So these rankings have Ryan Fitzpatrick 24.
He, for me, was the hardest quarterback to rank. out of all 36 of these names.
I have him at 20.
I locked it down 24.
And I have him so low, and I hate it because I wanted him to be so much higher. I think he goes to a better fit for himself. He's got more weapons. But I have him at 28. There were just so many guys that I think will do better than him.
The only reason that I could see Fitzpatrick doing poorly is because their defense is so good.
Has he ever had a run game? Ever?
I don't know that he's ever had a good defense on the other side where he's always had to come out slinging it. That's probably the best one he's ever had.
But is he Matt Stafford? Has he ever had a run game?
I mean, I'd have to. He's been on so many teams.
I can't think of anything.
Was
he in Buffalo when they had like Fred Jackson? And
I honestly don't remember.
I think Kerryon Johnson was the last time that team was hyped to like have a running back.
Speaking of Kerryon, we completely whiffed last week when he got cut mid-episode. He could have teed up that breaking news at
R.I.P. Kerryon. He'll catch on somewhere though. He'll
Tennessee,
Atlanta maybe. Atlanta maybe.
Tennessee.
Potentially Atlanta. Especially if Todd Gurley doesn't re-sign.
They ain't gonna go back to. They tried Todd Gurley's knees last time. They're like,
yeah, I think.
But I have never thought of it as far as is Antonio Gibson gonna be the best running back he's ever had?
Possibly,
yes.
Which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly, but I also think that's the best defense. He's not going to have to be a gunslinger. I just don't see it with that. I think that defense is going to keep them in every game that they're in.
Which benefits
Antonio Gibson,
the best running back in the league.
What's
Antonio Gibson.
I had it ready. I was just waiting for you to keep me up. I didn't want to butt in on you.
All right, so I'm going to put the next two together.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same player.
Yeah, Daniel Jones at 25, Sam Darnold at 26. So now we're getting into QB3. We're now in the QB3.
Yep.
For streaming, or if you're in Dynasty, bye week player, injury player,
Superflex reach.
Definitely. If out of these two, I think I'm taking Darnold
100%.
just because of weapons.
I think Darnold makes a step. I think Darnold makes a case to re-sign in Carolina.
I agree.
I think Sam Darnold will have the best season of his career, but
that's not that tough.
That's not hard.
Right, which is my point. But what you guys just said about taking Darnold over Jones, I would take Daniel Jones every day of the week.
Wow, you're gonna have to sell that to me because I don't see
now.
any way.
Well, everything that he has, everything that Sam Darnold has on that team around him, and Christian McCaffrey,
It worked.
DJ Moore is a better receiver than Kenny Golladay. Don't get me wrong there, but Daniel Jones has Saquon coming back. That could take a while to get going. He could come back in and be the same he used to be. Kenny Golladay helps that team. That's an actual passing threat that he hasn't had before. I mean, you could argue that Sterling Shepard, Golden Tate, but he has a better team than he had last year. And I think they drafted for him. I think he's going to come out and do big things. And I think, like I said, Sam Darnold will have a better season. I just don't think it'll be better than Daniel Jones.
So if I'm reading between the lines, it sounds like you like the Tony pick.
You just disrespected Big Play Slay, too.
I love Darius Slay.
10. Darius Slay's a defensive back, dog. You love him, but you don't know his name.
You just said Big Play Slay. I was playing off what you said. I know.
So,
but I'm not a huge fan of Kadarius Toney. And I think it was a terrible spot to pick him at, but I do like the landing spot.
Kadarius Tone.
All right. You made a good pitch, but I still think Darnold's going to have the better. I think he has the better proven weapons.
Where did you have both of them ranked?
I had Darnold at 20. I have Daniel Jones at 28.
Okay. I had Daniel Jones at 21 and Sam Darnold at 27.
So, opposite of me.
Mm-hmm.
22, 23. Back to back.
Yeah, I'm back to back, like Drake says. Go ahead.
Got the drink and we going back to back.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think that one invoked as much as I thought it would. I think that's about the end of that one.
Yeah, pretty much.
You did swell with your
Pitch.
Your limelight. Your shine. What's the word I'm looking for?
Sales pitch.
Spotlight.
Oh, yeah. Spotlight.
Wasn't as solid as I wanted it to be, but got the point
Your
across.
20 seconds of fame. Yeah, no one disagreed with you after. So
That was like a Dwight Schrute pitch.
it's a solid pitch.
All right. So seeing this guy on this
How much
surprised
weed
me.
did you smoke?
So we got Trey Lance at 27 and Jimmy Garoppolo at 31.
I was surprised that I was the highest of all of us on Trey Lance.
Not by much, Doug. Mine was not higher because I think Jimmy's starting the season as the starter.
I think he 100% will too.
And I think Shanahan's just going to struggle to keep Lance off the field. If it was a better quarterback,
Keep
than
him
Jimmy
off
G,
the field or get him on the field?
Keep him off the field. Same thing.
Same thing.
So you still have him ranked low?
Because he's not going to start the season.
Okay.
If he were to start week 1, he would be higher than 25 to me.
So same question I asked for Fields. How soon do you think is realistic?
Based off my rankings, it's me believing that he's starting week 1.
Okay.
Fields isn't going to struggle. I shouldn't say that. Fields is going to struggle less to outdo Andy Dalton than Lance is to Jimmy G. Just because Lance is less experienced.
I think Justin Fields is a day one starter, and I only have him 3 spots higher than Trey Lance.
Okay, so do we want to bring Fields back into conversation with this?
I was just giving a comparison as to how I feel about when they start matters.
Because I think it's relative.
Okay.
So who do you think has a better chance of making the playoffs, 49ers or the Bears?
49ers.
Yeah.
Okay. If Lance starts from game 1, are the 49ers a playoff team?
They still have a better chance of the playoffs than the Bears.
I'd agree with that.
And yes or no, are they still a playoff team?
Yes.
With Lance.
Yes.
Okay.
Didn't the Bears squeak their way
Do you
into the
disagree?
playoffs last year?
Highly disagree.
Didn't the Bears squeak into the playoffs last year?
Yes, they did. And Mitchie almost won a game. He
Do you
would have
think-
won.
do you
He would
think-
have won a game if Cam Sims knew how to catch the ball.
Do you think they're better with Justin Fields or better with Mitch Trubisky?
I think it's a wash.
Really?
Yes.
Because of the system, not the player.
Because of the experience. As bad as Mitch is, he still had 4 years over Justin Fields.
I disagree entirely. I don't think the Bears are a playoff team, but I think they're far better with Justin Fields.
I think that's.
I need to know why you think Lance is such a downgrade this year than Jimmy G.
Jimmy G, I agree. He does more than Jimmy G.
I just need to know.
Jimmy G took that team to the Super Bowl.
Did he?
Yes.
I
The year
thought
they went,
it was more Raheem Mostert in the defense.
he's still the leader of that team. He
I was
still
gonna
had
say
to make big. He still had to make big throws at times in that season. He still had to make big plays. He's got the experience. There's no way Lance goes in and wins more games than Jimmy G.
My counter to the point Ken just made was going to be that I think that 49ers Super Bowl defense was the best defense we've seen in a long time.
Best defensive line. So
I'm crediting it Mostert. He was
Yeah, Mustard
hot.
gave it.
that's
He was
fine.
spicy mustard.
That's fine.
Dijon.
But if you, I'm telling, there's a huge gap between a rookie and a quarterback that's played in the league for 6 years.
Are you measuring
6 or
Trevor
7
Lawrence's
years.
neck?
I'm just saying, it's a huge gap. It's huge,
How huge?
huge. Like like 10 U's and then G.
Like in all caps text.
Oh, well,
Pretty much.
that took me a little bit to get. I'm like, wait, 10 me's.
But I don't think they're a playoff team if Lance starts.
Interesting.
So I don't think the Bears are a playoff team. I don't think the Bears win 5 games with Justin Fields as a starter. And I would say 49ers win 7 with Lance as a starter.
To reiterate how bounced the Trey Lance rankings are, he was our consensus 27. Bo had him at 25. I had him at 23.
I didn't rank him.
Yes, you did.
Well, 33
34
or something, because I don't think he's going to play.
Richie had him at 28.
I think this is one of the jobs. If Jimmy, here's how I see it. If Jimmy G comes out and they start 4-2, Lance ain't playing. If they come out and start 2-4, Lance is playing after the bye week, wherever the bye week is.
The thing I keep learning, man, every year that goes by is draft capital matters. They didn't move up for that number 3 pick, regardless of how well Jimmy G comes out to not play Trey Lance.
Okay. I
Day
don't disagree.
Or in general? Day one or in general?
I don't think Trey Lance will start. I'm just saying I'd say midpoint of the season, I think Trey Lance will be easily the number one.
Okay.
Do you think? Okay, so you talk about draft capital, Tua. You think that Tua coming in for Fitzpatrick cost that team the playoffs because they came up just short? If they would have kept Fitzpatrick in the whole time, that they'd make the playoffs easily?
No.
It's a different situation. I know that's not your point, but to be honest, no.
Okay. I mean, it totally disrupted how the team functioned. They had to change play calling. They had to change everything. So
Yeah, it's like I said, it wasn't to his team by a landslide.
So if Garoppolo starts and they just take him out and they're 5-1, they just take him out just because they have draft capital, you don't think that affects the team?
I don't think it'll get to the
think
point
they
where they're
will.
5-1 and he's not
Because
playing.
they're
They could
realistic
very-
Super Bowl contenders, no matter what.
They're very, very well could start 5. We don't have the schedule yet. That's coming, but we know who they play.
With my draft capital argument, like I said, I don't think it gets to the point where their record is that good, that many games in, and Trey Lance is not the starter.
Okay. I mean, I don't disagree with your take. I mean, draft capital is a huge thing. But when you're a Super Bowl contender, when you have a team built to be a Super Bowl contender,
It does have to matter to a certain extent.
Yes.
I agree.
I just want to disagree with you.
all right. So the next one,
Cammy.
Cam Newton,
28.
28. So we can, I'm going to combine the two, 28 and 36, because that's really the same argument.
Mac Jones is 36.
Right.
For those that can't see
That's what
our
I was
notes.
getting there. Yeah, because this is the same argument. How soon does Mac Jones get on the field if he does? Not as much capital. Everybody says he fits the system better, though. That seems to be everybody's kind of cry for Mac Jones to play over Cam Newton.
I didn't even rank Mac Jones in my top 36.
I didn't either. I mean, well, I had it. I did. No, I didn't. I didn't have him because
you
I
got-
don't
you got
believe he's
Cam
a
as
starter.
QB2.
Yeah, I don't have him.
You had him at 21.
Yep. Simply, again, because of his, I don't think he can have a season as bad as he had last year. I don't think it's possible.
And he's definitely the type of guy that, oh shit, they drafted a quarterback in the first round to eventually replace me. Nah,
Take it
B,
personal.
That ain't happening.
Yeah,
You weren't insanely high on Cam, but 21 for Cam that's borderline hot take. Because he
What- I
finishes
don't-
the
He's a
QB
super flex
32
player.
last year.
What's up?
He's a super flex play.
Yeah,
Next year he could be. This year he wasn't.
Well,
This past
this
year
is
he
what we're
wasn't, no.
ranking is next year.
yeah. This is. I think he's gonna have a better year. He's got better weapons, even though they're not high end. They're way better than what they had.
I don't think they changed that team much.
There's no sexy picks like they don't have a. I mean, Aguilar's solid.
Plus your all-time
Bourne's
anchor
solid.
retired.
It's Edelman. Yeah, I don't. They're way better than they were
Hall of
last
Gamer.
year.
I've always loved Cam Newton, and it killed me to put him at 30, but that's where I have him.
I think their running game's going to be a little better too.
And I will say Mac Jones had nothing to do with it. Mac Jones is at 34.
You a Harris believer?
Well, with them adding Stevenson to it, they got a banger now. So they struggled with short yardage. I think Michelle's getting cut.
Is it Ramondre Stevenson? Or
Yeah.
I think Sony Michelle's getting cut.
I can see him.
I think that already happened, didn't it?
No.
No, I think he's going to be the next carry on. I think he's going to be jettisoned.
Same year.
I think he's
wasn't
out of there as well.
All
it? I
right.
think they were the first two running backs taken in that draft.
Yeah,
No,
you're
Josh
right.
Jacobs. No,
Mm-mm.
that was the year before.
Yep.
Rashad Penny.
And he's getting ready. He got released. Or no, he told they weren't picking up his fifth year.
Yeah.
Jordan was telling me the other day, this is off topic, I'll just say this real quick and we'll
Top
get back
three
on.
sucked regardless.
Jordan was telling me the other day, and I never ever knew this. Apparently, John Dorsey, where they drafted Chubb, he wanted Rashad Penny. And the only reason they didn't take him is because he was gone.
Yeah,
Barkley was the first running back in that
yeah.
draft.
He came out. Rashad
Can
Penny
you
came out
imagine?
high. He came out high. I mean, he was highly touted.
And now he doesn't come out at all.
Most people don't even know where he went to school.
I couldn't tell you.
Who?
Rashad Penny.
Oh.
Oh, was that your point? Who?
So this one intrigues me. Our number 29 intrigues me.
I hope I hope Rashad Penny, if he gets cut, he signs in with the Giants. So they got Rashad Penny and Danny Dimes.
Our 29 hurts a little bit as well.
I wish he played nickelback on defense.
Coming into the dime formation. Damn, that's a money spot for him.
Yeah.
He might play quarterback, bro. Damn.
All right.
He's playing receiver 100%.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Damn.
29.
And in New York, you know who one of their fans is? 50 Cent.
29, Jared Goff. This one interested me because I have him at 26, and I think I'm way too low.
Seriously.
I do.
I have Jared Goff at 29.
I think he's going to do better than. I think he's going to end up finishing in between 16 and 20.
The main argument, Richie.
That wouldn't shock me.
No.
Yeah, same. Richie also has him at 29. But the main argument that comes up for me is just who does he throw to? Mm-hmm. And he's not a runner.
Hawkinson might have a career year.
Swift's going
Hawkinson's going to have a hell of a year.
Swift might catch 70 passes this year.
Yeah. Swift and Hawkins are the only piece of the Lions that I want any part of.
I think
I'd take Jamal Williams too.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Carry-on's gone.
That's true. That's a good handcuff.
That's pretty much ensures.
I don't think it's a handcuff. AP. I mean, I get it that Swift was a rookie. But AP played so much last year.
I pretty much see.
Swift got hurt.
Now the Jefferson kid's probably going to make the team.
Jermer?
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy?
So, I think he's a sleeper. I think he could.
Justin. Didn't you call Justin Jefferson Jamar last
Jamar, yeah.
Last show.
Last week?
Yeah, last week.
You were in a Spanish mood because it was Cinco de Mayo.
But I think he's going to. I think he's got a little bit of a chippy chip.
Golf?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think he's going to try to stuff it in their face a little bit.
I had a wild take. It might have just been me going on a tangent and not even knowing what I was saying. But didn't I say something about, is it really that big of a downgrade?
Yeah, that was the quarterback episode when we were talking about the draft, or the quarterbacks for the draft.
Yeah, didn't I bring up Detroit as I was seeing Detroit as a landing spot for some.
We were talking about Fields going to Detroit.
Yeah, I wasn't me making a hot take. It was just me seeing something. But
some games he looks outstanding, and some games it looks like he's new at the position.
He's kind of a what did I used the food club analogy. He's kind of a food club Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
If one of those receivers, which the only one I can name is Quintez Cephas, and now Amon-Ra St. Brown. If one of them
Tyrell Williams.
If one of those three names can have an average at best season,
Rashad Perryman.
Yeah. Jared Goff could be middle of the pack.
Yeah, he's definitely could finish as a super
20.
flex.
He can finish top 20.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put money on it, but I wouldn't be shocked.
All right. 30 is the number 2 pick of the.
This is the only one I felt like I was too low on.
So I felt strangely low on this too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Anyway. Yeah, I was at 30 for.
We must have a
for Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson fan upstairs. You gonna talk to about? Yeah, I felt strangely low on him too. I just felt like with him coming in, Locke as a day one guy. I mean, I got Trey Lance over him, and I have Trey Lance not starting day one.
I have Trey Lance 3 spots higher than him, but 26 still feels low for the starting rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
And the thing with me about the Jets is they have
that's what it is.
Receivers, man.
It's the Jets. They have receivers though. They have too many. That was my argument on Elijah Moore. Was they have too many receivers.
They still have Perriman?
No, he just said he was in Detroit. No, they signed Corey Davis. They drafted Elijah Moore. Crowder's a target.
I mean, you know how I feel about Corey Davis.
Denzel Mims, year 2.
Denzel Mims is the only thing I'm excited about.
Denzel Mims might be who I'm least excited about.
Interesting.
He runs one route.
And I like Denzel Mims, but that's just I
only seen him run one route last year. That was the 9 route. That's the only thing I ever saw. I never saw a cross. I never saw a slant.
He was hurt a lot too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think
it's just it's so hard to just get on the Jets? But I like Saleh. It could be a change of tides.
I do love Robert Saleh.
I have him at 30 because I think he's just going to be deer in headlights.
That's what we're all expecting, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that the New York eating him alive is what we all take here.
I hope he proves me wrong. I'm kind of rooting for the kid.
I think it's
but
just a Jets thing to me.
some
I don't think
media
it's
is
New
vicious.
York eating them alive.
Not the city,
I
just the
get it,
system.
and I'm not disagreeing, but I just
It ate Sam Darnold alive. He kept his cool, but
Sam Darnold's also a doofus.
I think Sam Darnold was fine until that I'm seeing ghosts out here shit
absolutely,
happen.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That all went down from there.
It did. All right, let's move on to
31.
31 and 30.
Well, we already talked 31.
We honestly
Yeah.
could probably group
Yeah.
the last 4 because we
Let-
already
let-
mentioned the last one.
Let's talk 30. So we already talked 31. That's Jimmy G. We paired him up with Trey Lance. Let's talk 32 with Tyrod. Ken and I actually had Davis Mills as our 36 because I think there's a chance he gets on the field.
I believe so. Too.
I'm not expecting it, but I ranked him there on the possibility of him getting on the field.
Out of all the guys drafted that aren't starters, like right off the get, I think he has the best chance.
My watch just said, thinks I'm working out. It said, take a breath, buddy.
I think out of all the second tier draftees, I think he has the best chance to start. That's why I had him ranked.
And you're talking about Tyrod Taylor?
No, I'm talking about Davis Mills
Oh, okay. Yeah, you
Taking-
both touched on Davis
taking
Mills. You're
I didn't
his
touch on
job.
nobody, bro.
right. No, you brought up Davis Mills.
Oh.
Yeah, I think out of all the second tier quarterbacks drafted, he's got the best chance to play.
How many people in our Superflex league listen to this show?
I don't know.
For me,
I have
it's
2-7. I'll just drop it, whatever. I have 2-7. If he's there, I might take him.
I have 2-8, so
Trade up, dog. Trade up, dog.
for me, that's probably Kellen Mond.
mhm.
But just based on, also we should have dropped this last episode. Deshaun Watson will obviously, if he plays, be up there in our rankings. But
Derek Watson.
yeah, my bad.
I don't think he's playing this year, even if he's.
Yeah, we came to the consensus. Fuck, words are hard. We came to the consensus that he will not play this year, which is why we have Tyrod Taylor ranked at all.
So he is not on this list.
Yeah.
Correct.
This is a redraft list.
Yep. I like Tyrod as
Tyrod
an athlete.
has the ability to squeeze into that super flex play.
That super tight uniform is what I thought you were going to say.
He makes
So
himself expendable. He does. Because he doesn't. He's just so safe. He just makes himself expendable. He don't turn the ball over, but it's kind
His
of like
lungs
Bridgewater.
aren't.
It's kind of like Bridgewater. He just.
I almost made a joke. An obvious joke.
I mean, he's just safe with the ball. They didn't. Just,
He's not sneaky fast.
no, he's not sneaky fast.
And when you said he's safe, I said his lungs aren't.
No, it's not. I think.
Oof.
I think just they need to investigate.
Different training staff now. We're good.
But anyway, I think Tyrod, if he doesn't start fast in preseason, Davis Mills is going to take his job. That's what I think.
Davis Mills could be that. I'm, again, not comparing him to Russell Wilson, but he could be that, oh, shoot, third rounder taking over for.
Anybody that doesn't have any first names has got to kind of
Yeah,
watch
he's
him.
definitely got 2 last names. 100%. 100%.
That raises his stock a few jumps for
Tyrod Taylor's got 2 first names.
Yes.
So.
He went down a few notches.
Yep. All right.
Let's pair up 33, 34, and that's a wrap.
Yeah, 33 and 34. If anyone's not,
Because 35 is Andy Dalton, which semi-covered with Justin Fields last week. Not a whole lot, but kind of. Or that was this week.
yeah,
I was trying to be smart.
you've been saying it the whole show, but I just let it go. All right, Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock. Who wins? Who wins the starting job?
Bridgewater.
I think Locke comes out with it at the beginning of the year, but I think Teddy ends with it.
I think so. I was actually talking to
Your source.
my source today. No,
Ironically, with the Broncos.
I did. Yeah, I do have a source with the Broncos, and ironically, my source with the Broncos is who I was talking to today, legitimately.
Damn.
Who has.
Who's your source?
I can't tell you. But my source also plays fantasy football, and he's got Judy in a couple leagues, and he was asking me how I felt them trading for Bridgewater, if it was an upgrade, and I used the comparison. Judy plays the same game as Robbie Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
If Bridgewater plays, that could be a massive upgrade for Judy. How it is for the rest of them, I'm not sure, but they kind of have the same receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Makeup. Sutton and DJ Moore are not the same type of player, but there's still the alphas.
Mm-hmm.
Judy and Anderson play the same game. Samuel and KJ Hamler are kind of the same.
I think Sutton and Moore are closer than you made it sound. Moore is obviously faster.
Sutton's just 6'5". He's 6'4".
Big.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have the same dynamic, I think, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Their offense has the same dynamic or capability.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So I think in that sense, Teddy wins the job. I'm hoping for fantasy he wins the job as far as
having Judy or Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to say Teddy is going to win the job, but I think Drew Lock starts the season.
Yeah, I mean, they've been very open with saying how much they still like Lock.
All three of you ranked Lock higher.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even rank Lock in my 36.
Yeah.
That was just me. That was just me making a statement.
It was a one-spot difference for me, 32-33, Lock at 32. So I did.
Yeah, so you're not wrong either way.
Right.
Yeah, I like Teddy, but I think they don't want too much egg. They already know Drew's playing bad, but they'll give him a chance to.
Richie felt the same as you. He had 33, 34.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree with Bo. I think Teddy's better for the team and for fantasy, but I think Locke will play more games.
All right, guys.
I think Teddy has the better chance of making them I'm not saying they're playoff team.
No, don't
Teddy
you dare.
has the better chance of making them a playoff team than Drew Lock does.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us this week.
So the last thing, they're in a tough division. With Mahomes,
if there's a chance of them making the playoffs, who gives them a better chance of making the playoffs? That's not.
Who gives them a better chance is a different question than does that make him a playoff?
It's Aaron
contender?
Rodgers.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean,
Teddy Bridgewater is the answer to that question.
It is. He's got the but man, that's what is it? 10% chance.
Yeah, very
15.
high.
I mean, if you put a percentage on it, I mean, you got Herbert. You got just in their division.
Dude,
you got
they
Mahomes,
have the rookie
Herbert.
of the year on their team.
Mahomes, Herbert, and Josh Allen.
Javonte, baby. Javonte Williams season.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, all right, guys, we're gonna wrap up this ranking. We're gonna. On our next regular show, we're going to start breaking down the divisions. I think we're going to do NFC East on the next show.
With these division breakdowns, if you're listening, we want to get fans calling in.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we'd have to call you. But
if one of your favorite teams is Dallas, Philadelphia, Washington, or the Giants, email us. Say you want to put in your
10-minute slot for you.
Yeah, if you want to
or
put in
text us or message us on Instagram.
If you have any questions about those teams that you think we could help you with as far as fantasy relevance, send them in. Hit us on Twitter. Hit us on Instagram. The Casuals FFP. Email us, thecasualsffp@gmail.com. We do have YouTube now. Channel is The Casuals FFP.
The goal with these rankings as well is to get our website up and running.
Correct.
Which we kind of stopped advertising because there was a little snafu with getting it up, Ben. Yeah, our goal is to get these rankings up so you guys can see our casual piece of shit rankings that we got.
And we are going to have 2 shows a week, maybe 3, depending on how we split these rankings. So, running backs are what we're going to do next. So there'll be 2 show of those next week. And thanks for listening, becoming a casual.
Yerk.